So you've heard it on the news. Home prices have shifted downwards a little bit this year. You're wondering, have I missed my golden opportunity to sell my home? Today we're going to address your concern. We're going to talk about the days on the market. We're going to talk about median home prices. And at the end of the day, how much could you cash out from your home sale if you do decide to move forward with selling your home? Home sellers, you've heard it on the news. Mortgage interest rate has gone up. In February of 2022, mortgage interest rate is around 3% to 3.25%. And then fast forward to the middle of the year, May-June timeframe, interest rate has gone up quite aggressively by 2 percentage points. So in May, 30-year mortgage is around 5 to 5.25%. To now, the last data we saw at the end of September, mortgage interest rate is now hovering around 6.5 to 6.75 for 30-year mortgage rates. So as a result of that, home buyers gotten more expensive to be able to buy a home, and as a result of that, home prices have taken a drop. How much has it dropped? In San Mateo County, in May of this year, the median home prices is around $2 million. Now, at the end of September, the median home prices has dropped to 1.75. So we're seeing 15 to 20% drop since spring of this year. In Santa Clara County, we're seeing similar trend. Median home prices in May of 2022 was at 1.9. At the end of September, we're seeing that number have become 1.65. We're seeing similar trends of home prices from April to June. It's about a 10% correction. From June to September, we're seeing another 7 to 8% correction. So altogether, we've seen home prices have taken a huge adjustment by somewhere between 15 to 20% depending on your location. But across the bay, we're seeing that. What does that mean to you as a home seller? Well, it depends. It depends on what your objectives are. If you have owned a home for at least 5 years, you're probably still going to walk away with quite a bit of equity. I did a video right here on how I recently sold my home and what does that translate to my equity, so you might want to check that out. Also, I would ask you, what's important to you? Are you moving out of the state? Are you using the money to buy another home? If that's the case, I would say sell it sooner than later is probably better, because we know that the Federal Reserve Bank is making another adjustment. Every time they meet, they're talking about adjusting mortgage rates upwards. So what that could translate to is further decrease in home prices. So if you are set on your mind to sell your home, I would say do so earlier than later. You want to avoid the holiday season that's coming up. Typically, Thanksgiving and Christmas time is when everybody travel, when there's a lot of distractions. It's a longer night, it may rain, so you want to put on the market as soon as possible if you're thinking about selling. If you have a certain price point in mind and you could afford to rent the house out and help cover all your mortgages and your expenses, maybe write it out. Maybe keep the property for another 2-3 years until prices recover, and then sell it at a better price at the time. It all depends on, where you see what you will be using the money for and whether you have a plan B. So that's kind of my short answer to your question. So let's look at some data. We are looking at days on the market from the springtime when interest rate was hovering around 4 to 5% in early spring before mortgage took a huge increase. Days on the market is between 10 to 14 days. Homes are selling in 2 weeks. But right now, in September, October, we're seeing homes are staying on the market for around 29 days. Here in San Mateo County, in Santa Clara County, in 26 days. So the average days on the market has dragged out from 2 weeks to almost a month. So if you're putting your property on the market, I want to set your expectation in the right place. Don't expect your home to fly off the shelf right away. Still price aggressively. I wouldn't price at the teaser low price like the strategy we saw last year or earlier this year when homes were highly competitive, and sometimes when an agent put the property on the market, they are expecting 10, 15, 20 offers for the final sales price to be significantly higher than this price. I would say that phenomenon has quickly disappearing. We're not seeing fierce competition. We're not seeing 10 buyers fighting over a property in today's market. If there's any competition, it's probably 2 or 3 buyers. So do price your home reasonably, but not at a low ball teaser price. That might backfire on you if you expect a higher price and then you list it too low and not getting the difference. Sometimes we see homes relisted at a higher price after 20 days, and I would say that wouldn't be a good strategy. I would say list it slightly lower than market and still get people to become interested. Stage the home, have it professionally clean, decluttered, staged, professionally photographed, make sure it shows well online, and that's how you're going to bring the most eyeball to your home and have it shown to the broadest audience. Also think about, is there any big ticket item you need to address? Buyers have more choices now, so they might be pickier on some of the big ticket items such as a leaky roof, foundation issue, structural issue. Is there termite that you could take care of for the buyer? Do you expect buyers maybe to have a contingency in today's market? Sometimes buyers want to be able to have choices, so you just have to be a little bit more patient and meet the buyers where they're at. Again, if you own your home for more than 5 years, you're probably still going to walk away with a good amount of equity. So selling it sooner is probably a good idea than later. So if you're thinking about selling your home and you're not sure what improvements to make, watch this video on the 6 projects you should absolutely avoid wasting your time. So make sure you watch this video before you do any repairs.